Are you considering getting cosmetic surgery? Or has someone told you that you need to get cosmetic surgery in order to be a working actor? Well, no. I mean, if something's broken, if something is you have broken something on your face, your body, absolutely get that fixed. Also, there's a lot of press these days about actors who they suspect have had plastic surgery. Let's go through a tutorial and see if they had this lifted or that done. I think they're kind of mean and trolling. I I I don't care if an actor has had plastic surgery. I don't care if they want to make themselves look better or different. Sometimes there have been actors who've changed the way that their face looks and it hasn't worked for them. But if you feel that something needs to be changed, you got to do you. I also think, though, all of our imperfections, these things that aren't perfect, they're what make us unique. And sometimes it's going to be hard to find women that can play grandmothers because nobody looks like your typical grandmother anymore. A lot of people don't allow themselves to really age. I I made a face at the beginning of this because I haven't had Botox. I haven't done that. Do I see my wrinkles? Yes. Do I know that they would be diminished or not there if I had done fillers or Botox or something? Of course. But that's part of our aging process for me. For me, it's okay. The lines that show joy and accidents and mistakes that I've made. But I've also been pretty lucky. I don't mind the way my face is put together. But I think on a deeper level, how do you feel about yourself? Because a lot of times plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery becomes a little addictive. You get one thing fixed and now you notice something else, and then you need to get something else fixed. And you're good enough just as you are. The first time I saw myself on television, I'd actually done a game show when I was 18 or 19, and I didn't know I had an overbite. I thought I'd never seen myself in 3 dimensions. Look in the mirror, smile, and move on my way, and then I saw my overbite, and I was horrified. I thought I looked ridiculous. My grandmother said, "You look like Gene Tierney," and I said, "Nobody knows who that is. I don't wanna look like Gene Tierney." I went to a cosmetic dentist who told me about some of the name actors that they had had in their chair and said, "It's fine. You can have a career with an overbite." And I got over it. Even now, hopefully you're going to watch my videos to the end because I always have bloopers at the end. It's hard for me sometimes to watch my videos. I'm used to seeing myself working when I had the best hair and makeup artist doing my hair and makeup, the best lighting, and being 25. And I'm not anymore. And sometimes focus on the things that aren't important, the way that age is taking over. But it's okay. But doesn't mean I have to want to watch it or the very beginning of my career. And I was on a soap opera. And I used to deliver for Meals on Wheels because I'm a saint. No, my grandmother used to get Meals on Wheels, and it was so important to me that she would receive those that I wanted to give back in my community. And so I was delivering once, and there was a family that was there, and I had fallen down and broken my leg. I'd hurt myself mountain biking, and I was very thin, much thinner than I am now. But as I was delivering the meals, a woman looks at me and she says, "You want my stories?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "You got fat." My girlfriend still tease me about that one. I couldn't believe that somebody would actually say that to me. "You got fat?" And I found myself explaining to her that I had broken my leg and put on some weight, perhaps. I couldn't believe that I was doing that. Why am I explaining myself to her? So people are going to be mean. People are going to say something. If there's a flaw that you think you have, trust me, somebody's going to find it and say it. The internet is a horrible place sometimes, social media, where people are free to say whatever they want. And those things might stick with you more than the compliments will. I had an actress girlfriend who she had some cosmetic surgery and ended up having lots of pain, neuro pain, constant pain because of the scar tissue involved. They say that this will happen to 1 to 5% of the people, and she was one of the 1 to 5% and felt like she was getting punished for her vanity. So there is a downside to it too. I've known people who have always wanted to get rid of a birthmark or this or straighten out their nose, and they did it and they loved it. But I just want you to know you don't need it. Beware of anybody who's telling you this is something you must do. If it's something that you want to do, you're in charge of your body. You do it. Remember that for the most part, you are going to be playing real people, regular people, people who maybe don't have the resources and the finances and the time to be able to get plastic surgery. The wonderful movie The First Wives Club, there's a scene where the women get plastic surgery and her lips are I believe it's Goldie Hawn. Her lips are ridiculous. And so they can give you that look sometimes if you need it. I remember watching an actress playing a working class woman, v- very, very blue collar, very poor, and very upset, a lot of grief, and her whole forehead not moving while she was crying, while she was sobbing, because the actress had had so much Botox that her forehead wouldn't move. So that was distracting to me. I don't think maybe anybody else noticed it, but I certainly did. And there's many actors who have flaws, what people might consider flaws, that become their signature thing, right? I just read Barbara Streisand's book, which was fantastic. And how many times people told her to get her nose fixed? That would be awful. Barbara Streisand without that nose? And that probably is what contributes to the gorgeous sound of her voice. So there's a lot of examples. If you can think of any, I'm interested in those. I'm not interested though in you talking about the actors who've ruined their faces. We know who those are, and I'm sure that those people are in a lot of pain, or it wouldn't have happened like that. But maybe some examples of people who have Owen Wilson with his wonderfully bumpy, broken nose, examples like that, people that Lauren Hutton, who had a gap in her teeth back in the day when everybody was getting their teeth fixed. So, cosmetic surgery. You don't need it, but I understand if you want it. And you can want it and not get it. So I will see you next week. Let me know if there's anything that you want, or maybe you can go after me if you want. If you want to say, Shannon, okay, enough. You should really get some Botox, get that figured out. All right. I'm not going to do it, but if you want to say that I shouldn't get it and that I look wonderful just as I am, I will accept any of those compliments because a lot of times actors need some praise. But anyway, I will see you next week. Please like and comment and subscribe. It really means a lot. It's really helpful. And when you are ready to do what you came here for, whether that's online or in person, stop by and take a class. I'll see you next week. I thought of something else, but you talked over it. I've got bloopers. Okay.